I think they got the hint when you turned off the lights, Vicky teased, a playful glint in her eyes. Well, here we are. Jack pushed open the apartment door, revealing a sparsely furnished space, mostly empty boxes, and a lone bed. Yeah, Vicky smiled, stepping inside. May I give you a lift? Jack offered, scooping her into his arms. Excuse me, Vicky giggled, delighted by his romantic gesture. Going up, madam. Jack carried her across the threshold, a symbolic beginning to their life together. Well, thanks for the ride. Vicky kissed his cheek. My pleasure. I'll go get the bags. I'll meet you in the bedroom. It's the only room with furniture. Jack set her down, his heart thrumming with excitement. Right. Yes. Be right there. Vicky watched him go, then turned to survey their new abode. It was small, cozy, and distinctly theirs. Jack returned, laden with bags. Put the brown bag on the bed. Honey, he instructed. Yeah, right. What do you want me to do with this guy? He held up a small, framed photo of Mr. Bradford, looking stern. Vicky chuckled. Right here in the closet, she pointed, a mischievous twinkle in her eye. Okay. Well, will there be anything else, madam? Jack asked, a suggestive smirk on his face. I hope so, Vicky replied, her eyes sparkling. Wait, right here. Don't go away. I got a surprise. Jack put down the bags and rummaged through a box, pulling out a chilled bottle. Ta-da! Oh, champagne. How nice. Vicky's eyes lit up. I've been saving this for a special occasion. Jack popped the cork with a satisfying I've been saving this for a special occasion. He produced a small, velvet box. Inside lay a delicate silver locket. Oh, that's beautiful. Vicky gasped, her fingers tracing the intricate design. And it's a present from my mother, Jack explained. I think I'm gonna like your mother better than your father, Vicky joked, remembering Mr. Bradford's earlier fury. Oh, no, don't worry about my father. He won't be bothering us anymore, Jack said, confidently. Oh, no, he's got his life and now we have ours. He poured 2 glasses of champagne. Vicky, to us, may we always be as close as we are now. Oh, I think we'll be a lot closer than this. Vicky smiled, clinking her glass against his. They drank, the champagne a celebratory fizz on their tongues. Listen, Jack, have you talked to your folks yet? Vicky asked, a hint of concern in her voice. She knew the societal implications of their living arrangement, especially for traditional parents. Oh, I spoke to my mother. Jack looked at her, a sheepish grin on his face, and she said, have a wonderful time. Really? Vicky was surprised. Yeah, I told her I was going on a camping trip, Jack admitted, a nervous chuckle escaping him. Don't worry, I promise you that I'll tell my folks about us. Soon. He knew he couldn't hide it forever, but the thought of explaining their unconventional choice to his conservative parents filled him with a quiet dread. Excuse me. Are you tired? Vicky asked, noticing his weary sigh. Oh, am I ever? I had to get up at 5 this morning to help the girls pack. You know. And then I went right from there to the market to do my shopping, right from there to the restaurant. I'm excited. Oh, poor Jack. Yeah. He yawned, a deep, bone-weary stretch. Maybe we ought to go to bed, Vicky suggested, her voice soft and inviting. So early. It's after midnight. It is. Yeah, let's get to bed. Jack's eyes widened, surprised by the late hour. Excuse me. Just 1 second. Where are you going? Vicky asked, as Jack suddenly dashed into the bathroom. I have to undress my teeth. Brush my teeth. He called out, his voice muffled. A few minutes later, Vicky called out, Jack, are you still brushing your teeth? Nope, all finished. Jack emerged, looking strangely formal. He had changed into a crisp, button-down shirt and slacks. Good. Are you going out? You're all dressed up? Vicky asked, a hint of confusion in her voice. Oh, well, no, it's just, I like to look my best at all times. Can I get you some more champagne? He offered, his voice a little too eager. No, thank you. Coffee, tea, cocoa. No. You sure there's nothing I can get you? Jack persisted, stalling. No. Okay, then I guess it's time to hit the sack. Vicky began to unbutton her dress, a seductive smile on her face. Oh, Jack, hang on 1 second. Don't need these, do I? He pulled off his socks with an exaggerated flourish, then began to pace. Jack, just a second. Vicky, because sometimes it's all hard to get comfortable. These poor people. How are you doing? A little slippery. Sorry. He was rambling, clearly nervous, trying to find a comfortable position on the bed, adjusting pillows, smoothing the sheets. Vicky watched him, a tender smile on her face. She recognized the signs. Jack, can I tell you something? Sure. Promise you won't laugh. Jack looked at her, his eyes wide with apprehension. No, I am so nervous, Vicky confessed, her voice barely a whisper. You are? Oh, yes. I can't stop shaking. I thought it was me. I can't help it. This is a very special night. Special. Vicky, this is the most special night of my life. Jack reached for her hand, his earlier nervousness dissolving in the face of her shared vulnerability. Oh, Jack, you're so reassuring. Vicky leaned her head on his shoulder, feeling a sense of peace settle over her. Yeah, well, you just relax, he whispered, holding her close. Just as they finally began to relax into each other's embrace, a sharp, insistent knock rattled the apartment door. Jack and Vicky froze, their eyes wide with alarm. Who could it be at this hour? Jack reluctantly disentangled himself from Vicky, pulling on his robe. He opened the door to find Mr. Bradford standing there, a triumphant, almost predatory gleam in his eyes. Get out, Mr. Bradford, Jack exclaimed, utterly bewildered. I didn't realize that you'd moved in already. Mr. Bradford's voice was smugged, dripping with a chilling satisfaction. How did you get in here? Jack demanded, his heart pounding with a sudden, dreadful premonition. My key. Mr. Bradford held up a gleaming brass key. Your key? Yes. Mr. Angelino gave it to me. He what? Yes. About an hour ago, when I bought this building from him, Mr. Bradford announced, his voice booming with unholy glee. Jack's jaw dropped. What? This building? Yes. Including the restaurant. Say hello to your new landlord. Mr. Bradford's smile widened, a cruel, victorious smirk. The words hung in the air, a death knell to their newfound peace. Jack and Vicky exchanged a horrified glance. Their first night of freedom, of a life built on their own terms, had just been brutally hijacked. Mr. Bradford's gambit had been played, and they were, once again, at his mercy. Chapter 6. Navigating Uncharted Waters. The morning after Mr. Bradford's bombshell announcement dawned with a heavy, oppressive weight. The champagne from the night before tasted like ashes in Jack's mouth, and the locket, now on Vicky's neck, felt like a symbol of a fragile dream. Their new apartment, once a haven, now felt like a gilded cage, with Mr. Bradford holding the key. Jack stormed into the restaurant downstairs, his mind reeling. The familiar aroma of sizzling bacon and brewing coffee usually brought him comfort, but today it only fueled his frustration. He surveyed the empty tables, the pristine counter, the gleaming kitchen, all now technically owned by Mr. Bradford. He bought the building, Jack muttered to himself, running a hand through his hair. The whole damn building, including my restaurant, the audacity of it, the sheer, calculated malice. Mr. Bradford hadn't just disapproved of their living arrangement, he had actively sought to control it, to make their lives a living hell. Vicky, still in her nightgown, appeared at the top of the stairs leading down to the restaurant. Her face was pale, her eyes tired. Jack, what are we going to do? Her voice was small, vulnerable. He turned to her, his anger momentarily forgotten, replaced by a fierce protectiveness. We're going to fight him, Vicky. That's what we're going to do. He clenched his fists, a spark of defiance in his eyes. He thinks he can just waltz in and ruin everything. He's got another thing coming. But the reality of their situation was far more complex than Jack's initial bravado suggested. Mr. Bradford, as their new landlord, had immediate and undeniable power. The next few weeks became a torturous dance of passive aggression and overt interference. Mr. Bradford, with a chillingly polite smile, began making daily inspections of their apartment. He'd point out imaginary dust bunnies, critique Vicky's choice of curtains, or offer unsolicited advice on how to arrange their furniture. Victoria, darling, this chaise lounge would look simply divine by the window, don't you think? It would catch the morning light so beautifully, and perhaps a nice robust ficus in that corner. It would add a touch of permanence. The word permanence was always delivered with a subtle sneer, a reminder of their unmarried